All right, glad to have you back with us. This is Zach Rosette with Buildbox, and I'd like to welcome you to part 7 of the Make Your Own Game series. In part 6, we learned to animate menu elements by animating our main menu and our game over menu. And we also added music and sound effects to our game. Now in part 7, we are going to make multiple game modes to choose from, as well as adding a turbo mode and a hard mode. Additionally, I'm going to show you how to make multi-level menu navigation that we can use to navigate to our new game modes. This includes locked start buttons on each mode for the player to work toward. Let's make the turbo mode right now. Making a turbo mode may be easier than you think with the power of Buildbox. In fact, we could easily make one right now with the world we have with only a few short steps. Let's start by duplicating our world. And that's one of the coolest parts about Buildbox. We can duplicate entire game worlds. Let's select our game world and press W, A, S, or D on our keyboard to duplicate it. Now we have enough for a turbo mode, a hard mode, and whatever mode you can think of. Before we go any further, we are going to name these worlds so we know what's what. Let's name our original world node World 1 Original. Then name another one World 1 Turbo, and then another one World 1 Hard. And we'll leave these other two for whatever inspires us. Maybe even more worlds, and just use what's already there as a sandbox to copy and paste from. Let's just name one of these worlds question marks, and the other one, let's call it Sandbox. Okay, that only took us a few seconds, and we laid the foundation for our very different modes by duplicating entire worlds. If that world had 200 scenes in it, we just saved ourselves weeks of work with that feature. Moving on, let's give our players a way to get these different modes. First, let's copy our main menu so we can use a copy of it and tweak it for our different modes. Let's name it Turbo UI. And let's double click on our main menu UI and start by making sure everything is locked down so we don't accidentally mess up any work we've already done. We will also add a navigation button by just dragging our graphic in as a navigation button on the drag and drop wheel and placing it below the start button and making sure to name it Turbo. It's very, very important at this point that we name everything right away, or we could get lost in our mind map. In the mind map, you saw how quick we were able to grow our game. If we start doing that without naming things, it will become a complete nightmare for connecting, so renaming things makes sense and makes it a much easier process for developing. Okay, let's click on the mind map button in the upper left and go back up into the mind map, and let's connect our turbo button to the new turbo UI. Let's also double click on the turbo UI and update some graphics in there. We could just drag any images into the appropriate option on the drag and drop wheel or on items that are already there. We can just update their graphics. Let's make sure that everything is layered properly in the outliner, and also let's make sure that record is not enabled. Let's add a label in our coin tracker font to read turbo and scale it to 2. Rotate it a bit over the title, and let's give the title 0.75 opacity, just so turbo is a little easier to see. And now let's enable record and animate the label to fade in at frame 20. We are going to disable record and play the menu. Okay, that looks good. Following on, let's drag in a white version of the main menu button, dropping it in on the navigation button option in the drag and drop wheel. And change the opacity to 0.8. Put it near the bottom and let's animate that to fade in. We need to make sure it is set to get us to the main menu, and we're good now. Let's duplicate this for our hard mode when we get to it. Let's go back into the mind map and select the UI, pressing W, A, S, or D to duplicate it, and name the new duplicate Hard. After this is completed, we can just connect the start button to our Turbo UI to the Turbo World node. We need to make sure that the game over buttons are routed correctly, so we are going to check that the main menu output is set to the main menu and retry is set to restart, which will always restart whichever world you just died in. Before moving on, let's adjust one last setting by selecting our turbo world in the mind map and change the time warp to 75. Now let's have a play. This is looking really good and it's really fun. Also, let's make sure to double click on the hard UI and change our turbo label to read hard. And back up in the mind map, let's connect the start button for the hard UI to the hard world, and let's go into the main menu and drag in our hard mode button, making sure to rename it. We are going to make the necessary connections in the mind map and preview our changes, making sure everything is working perfectly. This looks great. Now we need to go into our hard mode world and make it a little bit harder. So kick back and relax, and then I'll make some adjustments for us. Here are some things you'll notice I'm doing. I'm rearranging mountain enemies, sometimes adding more in the attempt to constrict the area the player has to move through. You'll see I double up on the enemies and I test it with both the scenes aligned and randomized to see if not only scenes work, but one works with all the rest, because if it's impossible, that's no good. We want a hard mode, not throwing the device against the wall mode. As for enemies, I could also adjust their spawn times and speeds, but I think I'll just increase the time warp by 7 or so to achieve a similar increase in difficulty. We could always go in and make those manual changes if we wanted to. Okay, let's take a look at our new hard mode. Oh, this is great. Now we've got 2 additional game modes to play, but what would be really neat is if we allowed these modes to be something the player could work for. Let's change the start buttons on the turbo UI and hard UI to be lock buttons, and let's double click on our turbo UI and select our start button and delete it. Now let's drag a lock button into the menu. Lock buttons can be set up to be unlocked using in-game currency like coins or as an in-app purchase for real money. Let's start by naming the button Start and dragging in our start button graphic into the image square. We need an image to display while it is still locked, something that communicates its cost. Let's scroll down and set its price. I'm going to make it 10 coins so it's easier to demo for you, but you would of course make it match the communicated cost. Let's repeat this process for the hard UI by deleting the old start button and dragging in the lock button. Get the appropriate images in order and set the price. Go back out and make sure it's all connected, and let's play our game. This works perfectly. Following on, in the next video, we are going to create a coin shop and discuss some things that can go in there. We are also going to cook up a way for players to buy characters in that shop, so come on back for that one and I will see you in part 8.